author. Today I am here with an unhaul video. I have 31 books that just did not make the cut. While I was doing a TBR challenge, I decided, nope, they don't make the cut. I'm not excited about them. I don't want to read them anymore, and I want them on Pango. So if I've talked about these before, I apologize, but these should all be up on my Pango shop, which will be listed down below if you're interested in any of them, because some of them are special editioned and signed, some of them signed and personalized. I feel bad about getting rid of them, but I'm never going to read them. I don't need them anymore. So all these books are going to go so that I can facilitate this challenge where all of my books are wrapped and labeled by genre and number, and then I'm going to do a random number generator and mood read within my TBR blindly. And these books were just not ones that I wanted to keep anymore. Here we go. This is the 31 books I'm getting rid of. In the House in the Dark of the Woods by Laird Hunt. I've read this. I didn't like it. And this one's already up on Pango. A couple people have it in their baskets. Pull the trigger, people, and buy it. I say when I didn't like it, but it's short. I was like, oh, it'll be a short little horror. I've been really into horror lately. Was not a fan. I hope you get this message by Farah Nasrishi, and this one is one that I did read. I got this arc at BEA, I believe, and it is signed and personalized. I read this in audiobook. I got the Alcrate edition. Excuse the noise. I live in construction. I actually really liked this one. Nothing against it. I just know I'm never going to reread it. I also have Scavenge the Stars by Tara Sim. I love Tara Sim. I have her Timekeeper series, and then I also have City of Dusk that I have not read yet, and this was good, but I'm not going to continue. I don't think it's a standalone, and I don't think I'm ever going to continue with it, so I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that. Mirage by Somaya Dowd. This one is one that, again, I really enjoyed. I really liked it, and I just don't think I'm ever going to read it again. It is annotated, and it is tabbed, so if you're interested in my thoughts while I was reading it, you can get them during this. I apparently buddy read it because it has like a page breakdown in the beginning of like when I was supposed to read it at different times, but it is like loosely highlighted and annotated. It was really good. I thought it was going to just be a fantasy, but it's like a fantasy sci-fi. Very cool, but I'm not going to reread it. Spellslinger by Sebastian de Castell, and I had no interest in this series, but then I went to ALA and he was there and he signed and personalized my book for me, and I was like, oh great, it's a huge series, and if I'm not that interested in it, I don't want to get into it right now. But if you were interested in a finished copy that was signed and personalized and your name is Julie as well, then like maybe you'll be interested in this. It's a brand new paperback. I have The Trials and Tribulation of August Barton. So this one is signed, not personalized, but it is signed. And this is an indie author. It's a really cool story. It's a short little novella length story. I enjoyed it, but I'm not going to reread it. I don't think I need it anymore. The Wild. This one is about teens that are like at risk, second chance teens. They go out in the wild. Things happen. Who knows? I never read it. I got it at the dollar store and I was like, oh, it'll be a little dollar store video. I can read a dollar store book. I'm not going to. I got sent a copy of The Second Wife. Nope. This is The Second Husband by Kate White. And while I'm into my thriller horror era and loving it, the whole like marital situations, like I just have no interest in it. I don't care enough to really read these. So this is like after losing her husband, homicide detective. And those are just things that I'm never going to read. Homicide detectives and widows. Because it's not my thing. Writer to Writer from Think to Ink. This is a nonfiction by Gail Carson Levine about writing. I don't think I ever read it. I think I wanted to when I was really like romanticizing the craft of writing and wanting to like consume as much nonfiction about writing as possible. And I still love nonfiction about writing. I've gotten to where I need to be in my writing in terms of my craft and how I write and my process, and I've tried to improve upon it and change it, and it never works for me, so I'm just gonna let it go. I have Iona Andrews' Magic Bites. This is a duo, writing duo. This is an urban fantasy, and when I thought A Curse in Ash was gonna be urban fantasy, I was like, I should read the genre. This is one of the OGs. I should read it. This is a huge series. I'm never going to get into it. I'm never going to finish it, so it's best to just pass this along. I have Lev Grossman's The Magicians. This is a graphic novel, which I believe follows after the show. I don't know. Yeah, it's Alice's story. So it follows just one of the characters that's like in the book and in the show, but this follows just her. I've never read The Magicians. I did watch the show, and then I read that and I was like, okay, fine. The Girl in the Mirror by Rose Carlyle. This is a thriller about identical twins. One, I think they go overboard. One dies, the other doesn't. The one that is alive takes the identity of the one who passed away and like goes in with her husband, has children, the whole 9 yards. It's just one of those stories. And I did try a chapter. The chapter was great, but I don't think I have any interest in the actual story, so I'm not going to keep it. King of Scars by Leigh Bardugo. This is a Barnes & Noble exclusive that is signed and personalized to moi, and I was like, I'm gonna love it, because I love her Grishaverse and her Six of Crows series. That's a lie. I unhauled my Grishaverse. I read it, it was fine, it was whatever, but like, I didn't love it. Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom, I adore. So I was like, I will continue in the world. No, I won't. I tried to, I DNF'd this. I have tabs in this at page like 41, and like annotations until page 41, and then they stop. But if you want a signed and personalized copy, or if you're interested in my thoughts on the first 41 pages, you can buy that on Pango, because apparently that's a thing that I have. But I'm never going to read it, so it has to go. The City of Brass by S.A. Chakraborty. Do I think this is going to be amazing? Yes. Do I think I'm ever going to prioritize it? Absolutely not, because I haven't yet. And I know that I can get the audiobook. Excuse that noise. I know I can get the audiobook, so I'm not going to keep this on my shelf anymore. I have never once decided that I wanted to pick that up. Then I have Tuesday Mooney Talks to Ghosts by Kate Reculia. I'm never going to want to read this. I don't even think I did try a chapter. I heard good things from like one person, not great things from everybody else, and I was like, oh, that's fine, I'll try it. I'm never going to read it. Another signed and personalized book, In the Wild Light by Jeff Setner. Did I love The Serpent King? Yes. Did I make The Serpent King my identity for my early booktube career? Yes. This is not going to be it anymore for me. To Julie, Your Life is Yours, Jeff Setner. So another signed and personalized. It will be up on Pango. Clawheart Mountain by David Oppegaard. This was an unplugged book. It's an exclusive edition. It's pretty cool. It's neat. It is signed. I don't know if this is signed with a book plate or signed. It's signed. I'm also going to be getting rid of Legacy Witches, which I kept for the longest time because it is so cool, and it has witches, but it is historical, I'm pretty sure. The end pages and like, it's beautiful. We got a map. It's very, very neat. Legacy Witch. Like, are you kidding me? Look how cool that is. Seeing ghosts and coming from a long line of murderous witches has made life less than sunshine for Viviana. She inherits a family's haunted house, decides that flipping the rundown dump for cash is a smart move. The ghosts have a different plan. I take it back. I'm going to keep this one. How dare. If I end up not liking it, it'll end up on Pango. I thought that was historical, and it's not. I am going to get rid of The Fitful Sleep of Immigrants by Orlando Ortega Medina. This one is still like literally wrapped, so I can't show you what the naked cover looks like, but it is signed inside. This is not one that I'm interested in. Truth in Blue by Mariah Amel. One magical country, 2 mortal races, 3 ancient relics, and 4 feuding realms. I'm sure it's going to be amazing. This is stupid beautiful, stupid pretty. End pages are gorgeous. Like, it is very, very pretty. It is signed with a letter to the author, like a digital signature, and there is a reversible dust jacket on the inside that, like, I think is probably closer to the original. And there's more foiling on the back of the book. It's gorgeous. Like, it is beautiful. I'm just never going to read it. Bonecryer's Moon from Catherine Purdy. This one was an Alcrate from forever ago. And I kept holding on to it. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm never going to get to it. I think it's a witch hunter romance thing. And I just don't think I care enough. Beautiful edges. I also think this might be like a bastardization because I have both a letter from Alcrate and Unplugged. This is Alcrate. This one's Unplugged with the artwork. But then on the inside, I'm pretty sure it says that it's a signed exclusive from Alcrate. Yeah, a signed first edition from Alcrate. But I think I might have kept the cover from Unplugged. I don't really know. I don't know which one. But it's signed and it's an exclusive and it's there. Take Me in the Night by R.L. Kenderson. This one was, I got it used from a used bookstore and it's signed, but I don't think I'm ever going to read it. So that is there. It is a dark romance, so know that going in. Fix that a little bit. I also have Baby One Last Time by Harper Cross, who also writes historical romance as Nancy Yeager. So I met Nancy Yeager at a book signing and bought this because I was still very new to signings and I was signing right after them and I was still like anxious and felt like I had to buy a book from everybody that was there and then would leave with no money, making no money. And I was like, I can't do this anymore because I have no interest in this. I think this is a like a military romance. So anyway, she was signing her historical romance at the same time as this. So she actually signed it Nancy Yeager, which is her pen name for historical romance, and then signed it again as Harper Cross. So yeah, it's a second chance, love story, lovely to meet you, all my best. Nancy Yeager, aka Harper Cross. So it's signed twice by the same woman. I also have Counting Quarters and Calling Quarters by Jen Stevens. These were a part of a women's reproductive rights silent auction, and I won these books. They are both signed. Thank you for supporting dissent, Jen Stevens. This is books 1 and 2. I think that's all there is. It's the first responsibility of every citizen to question authority. Ben Franklin, thanks for supporting dissent. It comes with bookmarks and stickers. There's a whole bunch of stuff in here. It's stuck to it. Quarter supporter, apparently. So those will be up on Pango. We're For the Oaks by Emma Bull. Again, this is like an OG urban fantasy, and I was really thinking that my series was going to be an urban fantasy, which it wasn't, and I thought I should research and read it, but I've had this for a very long time, and I've never read it, and I just don't think I'm going to. So it's going to go. This is an arc of The Girls Who Disappeared by Claire Douglas. This is not the thriller I want to read, so I'm going to get rid of it. A Lot Like Adios was gifted to me by the publisher, and while I appreciate that, I've tried to read it a couple times and it just hasn't happened. As much as I appreciate it, Alexis Daria, I'm not going to keep it. It's made multiple unhauls and multiple moves, not multiple moves, a move, and I just don't think I'm ever going to read it. I did read The Grip of It by Jack Jamek. It's about a couple living in a house, and it's like a haunted house situation where the woman keeps getting these like mysterious bruises. It's a thing, fine, but I don't think I'm ever going to reread it, so it can go. The Lady Upstairs by Hallie Sutton. This one is an Unplugged book, I believe. Yes. So it does have a signed book plate on the inside. This one is a thriller about a woman who I believe it's been on my shelf for a very long time and I have never picked it up and I've never been excited to pick it up. And when I wrapped all of my books, it wasn't one that I felt like I needed to wrap or keep. So he's gonna go. And then I have The Haunting of Gillespie House by Darcy Coates. This is my third copy. I have purchased a copy from Pango and then forgotten I owned it and purchased a second copy, gave it to Amber, and then forgot I had it again and purchased it. I've already read it. It was on my read shelf instead of in my unread pile of Darcy Coates. So I've just purchased 3 of these in the course of not long. I'm going to keep this and we'll give it a try. So I lied to you, and it's 30 books that I'm unhauling, but all of them will be on Pango if you're interested. I'm going to take pictures of these, get them all input into the app. That's everything. If you are interested in my series of reading my wrapped TBR books and mood reading those and the whole process, I already have stories up over on my Instagram, which will be gone at this point because I don't think I'm adding them to a highlights reel yet. I may. But if you are interested in what I pick out off of that shelf with my random generator and read, I will be doing the picks on my Instagram stories as well as small reviews of the books after I'm done on my Instagram stories. I'm not reviewing or rating any of my books anywhere on any platform. If you're interested in what I'm reading or what I think about them, that's going to be the place where you see that. Thank you for watching. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for staying subscribed. If you're not already, maybe you should be. Question mark. I put out videos sporadically at best, but I'm doing what I can. Thanks for hanging out. If you like this video, go ahead and click that like button, subscribe, and stick around for the next one. And I'll see all of you then. Bye, friends.